Right, so I've got me new carb. I'm just going to unwrap that now, and then I'm going to fit it. And hopefully that's the answer to all my problems. What I have just done is place the oil seal on the back of the gearbox again. I had loads of oil dripping out of it overnight, so I've just replaced it. There was some excess paint where I'd sprayed the gearbox, the sump, so maybe it was partly that. Maybe I just put it on wrong. I don't know whether I put it on the wrong way around, but so far so good. There's nothing dripping out of that, so that's one leak off my list. So yeah, let's get this unpacked. I'll just show you that. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at that, all nicely polished. I believe he has had this all coated. It has been completely stripped down and completely refurbed. You can see there's all new parts on it, and actually this pipe is partially corroded on my old one, but that's actually looks like that's in good condition. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Looks spanking new. And hopefully it's going to work. So yeah, it's fitted. Let's see how many times I can hit my head on the bonnet catch. time to start her up. Right, that didn't go very well. It's been about a day since I turned the camera off, and then we're back on now. So as you saw, I was trying to crank it over, get it started with the new carb on, and like an idiot, when I took a photo, when I took the carb off of the fuel pipe position, when I looked at the photo, I didn't zoom in enough, and I couldn't quite, well, it wasn't clear, so I'd put the fuel pipe on the anti-run-on valve pipe, and vice versa. So I was just pumping fuel basically into the whole engine. Obviously I realised my mistake, swapped them round. By that time it was too late, so I was obviously cranking it too much. The engine went into hydraulic lock and busted the alternator, the starter motor. So I don't know if you can see that. Obviously the ends snapped off, and when you look down the shaft, the gap round here isn't even. It's almost bent it slightly. So I've robbed starter motor off Rufus. Adam, friend from the mini club, brought another starter motor over last night, but it wouldn't fit. The solenoid on top was a different position, so I couldn't make it fit. But the run-off Rufus does fit. So I started it. Well, I put this starter motor on, started it up, started all fine. 3 or 4 minutes went by, and then it just cut out and it wouldn't start again. So I've been on to one of our WhatsApp chats, and it seems Keith mentioned that the fuel probably went into the oil, and so ended up with oil dilution. So I've dropped all the oil out, which as you can see, that's quite thin. I've obviously taken the fuel filter off. That's how thin the oil is. So yeah, I've changed the filter. I'm just putting some 2050 mineral oil in. It's a bit thicker. The oil I've been recommended to use is a 15W40. So I'm going to put the 2050 in, give it a little bit of a run, and try and flush any fuel that might be in the system out. Just to make sure it does start. I think one of the issues is because the oil was too thin. And I could be wrong. This is what I think. Oil's too thin. when I turn the ignition on and try and crank it, it's cranking, but there's no oil pressure. And the way that ERA works, the oil pressure switch works in reverse of a standard Mini. So if there's not enough pressure going to the switch, then it cuts out the fuel pump, which is why I think it's cranking but not firing. We've got sparks everywhere. So once I've got the correct amount of oil in, I'm going to try and crank it again, see what the oil pressure's like, and hopefully it's all good. So I'm just going to check things over. I'm getting to the end of the SD card on this one, so I'll turn you off, just check the oil and stuff, and then turn you back on when I'm going to crank it. So yeah, right pain in the backside, lots of schoolboy errors. I'm very lucky. Hopefully when I drained the oil there was no metal in the sump, which is good. Hopefully I have got off lightly and I've not completely ruined the engine. So yeah, I'll be back soon. Right, so oil's topped up. I have had to prime the oil pump because I tried turning it over and it wasn't doing anything. I've been advised that the oil might have drained out the pump, so I've just re-primed that. Right, so I've still got the 2050 oil in it. Everything seems to be okay. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take it up and down the track here to see if it's actually running better than it was before I took the old carb off and put the new carb on. There's 15 minutes left on the SD card, so I'm just going to leave it running while I drive out and drive up and down the track. Hopefully the drive shafts don't pop out. Oh, whoa. Bit of oil there. Yeah, so that drove in first, second and third. So the carb was the issue to begin with. New old stock carb, 30 years old. Probably needed a service, recondition. So yeah, that's the new carb on there. Everything seems to be alright. I'm just going to take it for a bit of a longer run up the road. So I'm going to switch you off now, but all good.